The war between Russia and Ukraine is in its second year, and matters have gotten even more tense after Russian President Vladimir Putin threatened to use nuclear weapons in the ongoing war. If this news wasn't horrific enough, the Ukrainian soldiers spotted something so shocking that it sent shivers down their spine. For a second, they just froze in their tracks. What exactly did they see that frightened well-trained military personnel? Did they see something that made them feel that they will lose the war to Russia? UFOs are always mysterious and are said to disappear in thin air at lightning-fast speeds. But some UFO and alien hunters are lucky enough to get proof of these UAPs through video recordings. Although some would say that this footage has been doctored and is fake, a large number of people actually believe these UFO sightings are legit. And to add to that list of legit UFO sightings, we have to go all the way to Ukraine, where there is a war going on between Russia and Ukraine for over 2 years. And to make matters worse for Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin recently said that he would use nuclear weapons if NATO deployed their troops on ground to fight against Russia alongside Ukraine.
Есть оружие, да знают об этом. Сейчас только я сказал. Тоже есть оружие, которое может поражать цели на их территории. И что все они придумывают сейчас, чем пугают весь мир.
And it was after this horrendous nuclear threat by Putin that a mysteriously eerie-looking UFO was seen by Ukrainian soldiers. This is the first time ever that a UFO has been spotted in a war zone. Normally, UFOs have been seen above cities and also over mountains. But never ever has a UFO been spotted during an active war by soldiers. The footage shows Ukrainian soldiers from the 406th Battalion totally speechless and horrified after seeing the UFO right in front of them. You can't blame them for such a reaction, as for a minute they actually thought that it was a new Russian aircraft that was ready to attack them with a nuclear weapon. But this UFO was disc-shaped and was completely stationary, floating in air for the entire duration. This completely bamboozled the Ukrainian soldiers, who can be heard swearing in Russian out of fear of not being able to comprehend what they had just witnessed.
Что это за херня?
Ну, блядь.
А ну приблизь еще.
На месте стоит, ты бачишь. А на месте, блядь.
А в теплак ничего не слышно?
The scary footage was captured by the 406th Battalion by a heat vision quadcopter drone used by the Ukrainian Armed Forces. This mysterious hovering object bears a striking resemblance to the Baghdad Phantom, a skinny cylindrical object spotted above Iraq in May 2022 by the infrared heat camera of a U.S. Air Force Reaper drone. Surprisingly, a leaked 2018 U.S. Army video shows footage of a jellyfish-shaped UFO hovering above a U.S. Joint Operations base in Iraq. The jellyfish-shaped UFO has been officially designated by the United States intelligence agencies as a UAP, an unidentified aerial phenomena. The imaging used to capture this footage is thermographic forward-looking infrared, and in many instances the UAP is seen to go transparent, just like the Yachtja did in the 1980s science fiction movie Predator. So why are alien crafts showing up at military bases around the world, and now straight at the battleground? But going back to the UFOs spotted in Ukraine, was this just an advanced Russian drone or an actual UFO that was there to keep an eye on Putin's men after he made a nuclear threat? As the war between Russia and Ukraine continues, there is a possibility that this flying disc or discs might make more appearances, and maybe even make its presence felt by getting actively involved in the war. If that were ever to happen, can we as humanity even defend ourselves against this super advanced alien enemy? Alien invasion has long been the fascination of science fiction directors, with movies like Independence Day and Mars Attack being fan favorites. In both these movies, the plot is pretty simple. Aliens come to Earth, and that results in a full-on invasion. And our military weapons don't stand a chance against their super advanced technology. But by some Hollywood miracle, we find a weakness or a chink in their armor, and that helps us win the war against these aliens. But will that actually be the case when a real alien attack happens? Are militaries around the world ready to work together as a joint force in case of such an imminent threat? In the event that an alien attack happens tomorrow, the world's superpowers will have to join all their military might to defend our planet against these space invaders. But assuming that the alien species attacking us is really advanced, do our earthly weapons even stand a chance against their superior weaponry? In Hollywood movies, aliens have been shown to have powerful lasers that vaporize anything they target. If that is indeed the case, then do our earthly military forces have the adequate armor to protect them from such futuristic lasers? It's also sometimes shown in such movies that the alien spaceship has some sort of force field that protects them from outer attacks and missiles. Do we have the advanced weaponry to penetrate such force fields? And speaking about lasers, the US Navy also has its own laser called the Ansec-3 laser weapon system. It can shoot down a small UAV in as little as 2 seconds. This laser in its most powerful form might be the only weapon that might be formidable to the aliens. Because as seen in most UFO videos, the alien aircrafts are able to move quickly from one point to another, thus making it difficult to merely impossible for our ballistic missiles to strike them. Even our current heat-seeking missiles might find it difficult to target these spaceships. As a dying measure, we might have to eventually turn towards our stockpile of nuclear weapons. Let's hope that we never have to resort to the use of this life-destroying weapon. But if ever it comes to that, our best option will be to use the Tsar Bomba, which is the most powerful nuclear weapon ever created and tested by the Soviet Union in the year 1961. It yielded an explosion equivalent to 57 megatons of TNT. On this basis of comparison, the Hiroshima bomb was about 15 kilotons, while the Nagasaki one was 25 kilotons, mere babies compared to this nuclear juggernaut. And even if we use the Tsar Bomba, it would have to be a mid-air attack, as anything on ground would result in a huge number of casualties. But if the alien spaceship is able to shoot down the Tsar Bomba even before it hits them, then we are completely out of options. So let's hope that whenever this advanced alien species does make contact with us on Earth, they come with a message of peace and friendship, and not war and destruction. But what do you think will happen if aliens do ever plan to attack Earth for its resources? If you found this video intriguing, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to Edge of the Universe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated as we unravel many more mysteries.